Hi everyone, I'm making this video to warn everyone about a scam that has recently surfaced in the Indian market. It is a scam where one is promised customer experience but is offered none. Recently, my friend was flying from Mumbai to Delhi via Air India flight. The flight, initially scheduled for 9 pm, was first delayed to 10:30 pm. The airline apologized for the inconvenience. The flight was then further delayed to 11:30 pm. This time also the airline apologized for the inconvenience. Now he chose to understand and cooperate. Firstly, because we know that in a packed country like India, it is tough running airport operations. And secondly, what other option did he actually have? My friend reaches the airport well on time. He checks in, passes through security, and he's at the boarding gate by 11:05 for an 11:30 flight. However, the Air India official at the gate tells him that he cannot board the flight anymore because he's well past the boarding time. This after it was clearly mentioned in the instructions that were emailed to him by Air India itself that the boarding gate only closed 20 minutes before the departure. So by being there at 11:05, he was well on time. They still deny him boarding and ask him to book another ticket on a 1:30 flight. And they offer him no compensation or relief on that ticket either. And believe me, in this case, they don't even apologize for the inconvenience because they believe that they are not causing him any inconvenience. They refuse to understand his predicament when earlier he chose to understand theirs when the flight was delayed. So my friend gets on the airplane and he flies back home with a hole burnt in his pocket. Now, any one of us would have just moved on from that incident as something unfortunate that just happened. But in this case, he chose not to. Because, and the fact of the matter is that he was following all the rules. So he contacts the customer experience team and they ask him to post a query on their website. 2 days later, he gets an email in which Air India states that as per their guidelines, a passenger is expected to arrive 4 hours prior to departure at the airport, that he is expected to check in 3 hours prior, and 60 minutes before the departure of the plane, the gates are closed. Now you see there are two sets of rules here. One for the passenger and the second one for Air India. And I wonder what Air India will have us do by checking in 3 hours prior at the airport. Spend our hard-earned money on overpriced restaurants? Believe me, in our right minds, none of us would be up for it. So much for India's national flyer. So much for the Star Alliance. So much for all the rebranding and change of logos that Air India has to go through only to offer such awful customer experience. And on top of that, they have the cheek to send such an email with such bizarre guidelines after ripping a passenger of 9,000 rupees for a single seat on economy flight from Bombay to Delhi. This is the scam that has surfaced recently. This is a scam where companies and their websites offer and promise a lot on customer experience, but in reality, they offer nothing. Air India promises a lot, Air India offers nothing for a customer and his experience.